Roll call, please. Continue.
Bush. Here. Dixon. Elliott.
Here.
Jerry Gilliam.
Here.
Yvonne Gilliam. Here. Jarvis.
Here.
And Raleigh.
Here. Okay, we have a quorum. Mr. Lee has got a previous obligations, and he wants to address the council now and tell us some important issues that he's covered, and if there's no objection, he might want to leave if.
All right. Okay. First off, the matters that I'm going to discuss with you, they are concerning pending litigation and proposed pending litigation. So before I address them with you, we've addressed them before, but once more, you understand that we could go into executive session for those. Last time you said let's discuss them out here, but I don't want to do that without you giving me permission to do so. May I?
I would.
Depends on what it is.
Okay.
We said we discussed it before, so.
Yeah, it's what we discussed last time in open session.
All right.
Okay, it concerns Frankfurt.
Okay.
Okay. Good news on that front. After relaying the council's position, the city's position on the settlement basically that was offered, they have stated that they do no longer wish to seek at this point a trial date on the litigation concerning the water plant. Okay, they want to speak with all of us, and I include myself. They've asked that I attend on your behalf, but they want to speak with you if you're capable of attending. The tentative date set for that is July the 31st. They did not give a listing of dates, and typically, as has been my experience with them, they don't. They just give a date. Okay. Now, if we really have we want to contest that date and reschedule, I think that I can do that, but as of right now, they want to meet on July the 31st. But basically, it's concerning where do we go from here. But we were at a precipice last time where we discussed either we accept or they're going to seek a trial date. And because of the significant improvement that the city of Cumberland has made and the efforts that the city has made towards improving the water plant, they no longer wish at this point to seek a trial date, and they want to come here and have a dialogue. Okay, so that's where we are with that. And that really occurred pretty quickly after I sent the letter that you all requested that I send to them, stating that you would not do that and the reasons why. Received a phone call, reiterated those reasons, talked about the significant steps that the city has made over the course of time, and after that they got back to me and said, look, we don't want to seek a trial date at this point, let's talk. Okay, so that's where we are.
So it would be here?
Yes, they're coming to here so that you all can participate in that discussion. Okay.
We have a time.
That's what you're saying, any idea?
I don't have a time yet, but I'll get it immediately, and because the only thing that was forwarded to me was a date.
I believe they said 2 o'clock.
Okay, well then that's news to me too.
That's fine, I would be free at that time, I can do that, and I understand that they're coming from a distance, so we.
They're coming from Frankfurt, certainly.
Yeah.
So
If Leslie might have a problem with that, then.
I'll just have to check with work and see if I can be here or not, so.
you know that far ahead, you know.
Yeah, that's the thing, and like I say, later in the afternoon, that's a good thing, that way I can work most of the day and then take off if I need to, so.
Okay. Well, my only request would be if we want to change that or try to change that.
I think we ought to cooperate with them.
Yeah, that's good for them.
Okay, all right, good. Well, then I'm just going to say everybody's in agreement, we'll be there. We're going to wait to meet you.
Okay, well, but on that subject there, should be a special call meeting if all the councils present.
Very likely, yes.
Okay. Can it be a public hearing meeting too, or should it be?
Well, it's pending litigation, so it doesn't, it's certainly not something that,
Okay.
I mean, I would highly suggest you utilize your absolute right to go into executive session with that. And,
Just a special call meeting.
certainly.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Yeah, and the quicker we can find out a time, the better it will be for me me so I could go ahead.
Well, he
says it's 2 o'clock.
definite at 2
Yeah, 2
o'clock,
o'clock.
okay.
I'm sure he's heard it
Okay.
from my office, which is,
Okay.
last I heard it was just the 31st. And then the second matter, dealing with the water tower, okay, within the city of Cumberland that was addressed
Henry Altman.
last time. A certified letter has been sent to that gentleman, giving notice of the city of Cumberland's interest in that parcel, that section, okay? Since we have let it come back, I can state to you with confidence that you have several remedies to maintain that site. However, I would suggest to you that you should seek injunctive relief at this point in time. An injunction basically says, hey, it keeps you from doing something, okay? You can't do this because we're doing this. And that injunctive relief could shield you until you affirmatively put your rights into legal force and effect by virtue of some lawsuit.
Can you set that up?
Certainly,
Draw
with
that
your,
up for us?
with the council's permission.
Do you have a motion?
I'll make a motion. I'll
Make-
second
Make a motion to obtain the injunction, is that what we're doing?
that. Yes.
That's
And
what
it's
it needs to be.
for our attorney to draw it up.
What was the injunction? What was
Well, it can either be a temporary or probably a temporary injunction at this point in time, but point being, you can't do this until we establish our rights legally. You have rights, they've never been established legally. We need to attempt to do that because that piece of land and that personality that's on it, being the water tower, is such an important piece
Sure.
of your water district. We need to secure that, in my opinion, and that would be the first step.
Would you read back the motion, Rob?
Roland made a motion for the attorney to start proceedings on a temporary injunction relief that the word executive criteria.
Do we not have any paperwork on this? I mean, that's like 30 years back, is it? We do not have anything on this
He's done a
land.
check on it. Mr. Lee has done a thorough background
Okay.
check. And I don't even think there's any paperwork required because of the time period, but he's going to.
There's not, but, I mean, time is one of the things, and I think is going to be the biggest tool in your box, so to speak. So 15 years, it's been everyone who has told me and spoken to me about it, it's been an extensive period of time that has been there and been utilized by the city of Cumberland.
So we have a vote for the motion.
Bush? Yes. Dixon, absent. Elliott?
Yes.
Jerry Gilliam?
Yes.
Yvonne Gilliam?
Yes.
Jarvis?
Yes.
And Raleigh.
Yes.
Motion's carried. One last thing is that sanctified hill that we were discussing, remember Mr. Gibbs, Don Gibbs, can you give one, use it?
The issue is with condemned property, and the question that was posed to me is, what can you do with condemned property? Well, in varying situations, you can do a multitude of things with condemned property. So the answer to the question would be, yes, you can do something in certain situations. However, my position to you, the council, would be, you've not been presented with anything. Rather than going to the work necessary to figure out if someone can start a business, I would suggest you entertain a proposal, a formal proposal, and not just some verbal, I would like to do this, because quite frankly, I mean, I don't even have a listing, a typed out list of everything he said. I tried to take notes, but if the council is to seriously contemplate something like that, my suggestion to you would be to inform that gentleman or any gentleman or lady who wishes to pursue such an action to submit a proposal to you of what exactly it is that they wish to pursue. Because in certain situations, in certain circumstances, you can utilize condemned property. Condemnation actions occur all the time and usually are the forefront of things like eminent domain actions, the taking of property by some type of entity, a government entity, for other use, because it's near a railroad station, a train track, a right-of-way on a road, a slide, different things, and they all carry a bit of a different approach and different rules and regulations associated with them. So my suggestion to you would be to entertain a proposal that's something that you can look at, hold your hand, and see what exactly do you want to do, how do you wish to use that, and once you have that, then you can apply that to the condemnation rules and see if it's feasible or not. But at this point, I think that it's not right for review because you don't have that. Or I
But they
certainly
need to
don't.
be a legally chartered club through the state. You go through the state for being chartered.
Well, I mean, I can't answer that question with legal authority to you right now because I've not looked that specific question up, but my assumption would be yes, but that is just an assumption. I would hate to give you something to put your feet behind in terms of a legal opinion on that. But that's exactly the type of thing I'm speaking of. If they wish to do this in a feasible manner, I think that they should put a proposal together.
I think we even suggested that to him that night,
I think
that we
you
wanted
did.
to see something,
Need to know
yeah,
what,
Right.
yeah.
Liability insurance.
Yeah, that was one thing, I didn't check my notes, and we even asked him about that too, so, yeah.
But we don't need a motion on that, it's just Mr. Johnson, information. Any of you have any more questions or not, that's just leave for you, so he has.
I just have a note I'd like you to take away and keep it in county.
He's probably going good, I'll take it.
So good, I'll take it.
I'll take that.
There's my note.
He likes your note better.
Yeah, you're right, yeah.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's a lot of research, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Problem.